Hi, I'm Nancy Drew. Since you can tell a lot about a person by where he or she lives, I thought I'd introduce myself by showing you my room. As you can see, I keep it pretty neat. Of course, I don't spend that much time in here. I always seem to be off solving mysteries. Anyway, here's my center of operations, my desk. Go ahead and poke around. If you want to know the particulars of how I do what I do, take a look at the book titled How to Be a Detective. It's real helpful, especially if you're new to the mystery-solving business. And be sure to check out my scrapbook. I put memorabilia from all my past cases in there. A lot of them were pretty dangerous, and at times really scary. But don't say anything about that to my dad, okay? He worries about me enough as it is. And whatever you do, read what's in the file called Case File. That will tell you all about the mystery I'm about to try to solve. If you think you're ready to dive into that mystery, just click on the plane ticket and you'll be on your way.
When Chantal told me you were just a young thing, well, I thought she was pulling my leg. But you're not much older than my little girl, Freddie.
Well, if one of the people at the lodge is to blame for all those accidents, Chantal thinks somebody like me has a better chance of figuring out who it is than somebody more, hard-nosed.
Chantal has a bad habit of making up her mind without thinking things clear through. No need for you to tell her I said that, of course.
Is she still in Edmonton?
Afraid so. Insurance company's giving her and her lawyers a real hard time. Left running the lodge up to me. Which is why I'm not real crazy about the idea of having somebody new underfoot, especially if something else happens.
I won't be underfoot, Mr. Randall, and I may be young, but I'm no novice when it comes to solving mysteries.
We're here, so you'll get to prove yourself soon enough. You hear that? Well, now, what was that?
Was anyone in the bunkhouse when it exploded?
No, ma'am. Everyone here at the lodge is accounted for.
Oh, that's where Elsa and Becky had been living. Guess it was a good thing they quit after all. Elsa was my maid and Becky was my cook. Does the sheriff have any idea why the bunkhouse exploded?
He said he'd know more after the lab was done running tests on the debris he'd collected. He did say the blast was pretty powerful.
One of his deputies found the knob to the back door clear out on the highway.
Oh, that does it. Nancy, you have to find out who or what is behind these incidents, and you have to do it fast.
You sure you don't want to give your daddy a call?
My dad runs a whole chain of resorts, Ollie. If you think I'm going to admit to him that I can't handle running just one, guess again. Besides, Nancy comes highly recommended, and I'm sure she's got a foolproof plan for getting to the bottom of this. Don't you, Nancy?
Well, I was thinking that maybe I'd just be your new maid.
You want to be my maid?
That would give me access to everyone's room, and I could question people without making them overly suspicious.
Oh, yeah, that's an excellent idea. All right, you're my new maid. In fact, you're my new cook, too.
Your cook?
Well, that way, Ollie can stop pretending he can even read a recipe, let alone follow one. You'll have even more excuses to talk to the guests, and I won't have to pay anyone.
Why, I think that's a fine idea, ma'am.
Now, we're not taking any more guests until this accident thing is cleared up. So I want both of you to make sure that the 4 guests we have are well taken care of. Especially that Olympic-caliber cross-country skier from Fredonia, Yanni Volstaya. The flair he brings to the lodge is just what I need to attract the European jet-setting crowd.
I'm gonna be pretty busy trying to get rid of that wolf, Chantal.
We heard it howl last night, just before the bunkhouse blew up.
Well, do whatever you have to, Ollie. Oh, and Nancy, I want you to call this police detective I've hired as a consultant. I put his number on the phone there at the lodge. In fact, I think you know him. Tino Balducci? I gotta go. My lawyer's here. Good luck, you guys, and keep me posted. Coming!
Tino Balducci.
I'll get you a master key and leave it in your room. If you need anything else, I'll be in the basement.
This must be the key Ollie said he'd leave for me. And this must be a list of which guest is in what room. That'll come in handy. Skating pond maintenance. Oh, looks like I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything while I'm here. Report all avalanches to the Avalanche Patrol. This isn't an emergency. I'd better not open it. This must be where I dropped the laundry bag after I'm done cleaning all the rooms. Chantal, this is my formal notice of resignation. Please call me at 555-2383 if you expect any delay with a check. Elsa. Looks like Elsa was having major boyfriend problems. Contents deleted. Wonder why. Trapper Dan's needle. Trapper Dan, seen here with his pet pig, Mary. Young and old alike have stayed at Icicle Creek Lodge throughout its 100-year history. Looks like some of the pictures are missing. Bone which Trapper Dan found near the lodge. He believed it came from a race of giants known as Rexes. The bone's not there. I wonder what happened to it.
Well, hello there. You must be the new maid Ollie told us about. I'm Bill Kessler. This guy's Lou Talbot.
Hey.
What's your name again?
Nancy Drew. Just thought I'd come over and say hello.
Well, Lou here's a grad student. Art major of all things. You're probably gonna need a jackhammer and some hydrochloric acid to clean his room, eh?
Have you two been at the lodge for a while?
About a week, I guess. I checked in right after he did. We sat down after breakfast one morning and discovered that this fox and geese game is pretty darn fun. I've been whipping his tail ever since.
Is this the first time you've been to the lodge?
Yep, sure is. I came for the ice fishing. Of course, knowing there's a renegade wolf running around is kinda dampened my enthusiasm.
Have you seen the wolf?
Just heard it. Every night since I've been here, in fact. Gets creepier each time. They should get rid of it, and the sooner the better. They didn't put up with wolves prowling around this place 40 years ago, and they shouldn't put up with them now.
What are you, Little Red Riding Hood? That wolf's not hurting anybody. People should just leave it alone.
You'll be singing a different tune when it has some little kid for breakfast, then has you for lunch.
Not gonna happen, dude.
Trust me, if something bad can happen, chances are it eventually will, dude. Hey, I know what you can do. Shovel the snow off the skating pond so we can do some speed skating. Lou here thinks he's faster than me.
You're like ancient. Of course I'm faster than you.
You may have youth on your side, my friend, but I've been working construction since before you were born, which means I am more fit now than you will ever be. Get that pond shoveled so we can settle this, okay, kiddo?
Consider it done.
You're supposed to be shoveling snow off the pond.
I'm just going to stand here and absorb the warmth.
Need something?
I'm just trying to get the lay of the land, or the lay of the lodge in this case.
Well, this is my workshop. I'm building something that's gonna solve all our problems. A wolf trap. One that'll finish off that thing out there once and for all.
You think the wolf is causing the accidents?
Not a doubt in my mind. Everything was A-OK till it showed up and started howling. It's bad luck, and something's protecting it. Something unnatural.
Does Ms. Mawikwe know you're doing this?
She knows she doesn't want that thing around her guests, and you heard her. I'm supposed to do whatever I think is necessary to get rid of it.
But it's not like it's attacking people.
Let me tell you something. Yesterday I went looking for it. I tracked it and finally found it, sitting across the creek, not 20 yards away from me, just staring at me. So I raised my rifle, drew a bead, and fired. Easiest shot I've ever taken in my life. And I missed. So I fired again, and I missed, and then I missed again, and all the while it just sat there staring until finally it just stood up, walked toward the brush just as calm as could be, and disappeared. Wild animals just don't act like that, and I just don't miss like that. There's something real weird about that wolf, and I ain't gonna rest till I get rid of it. So maybe we should just find something else to job out. You met my little girl yet?
No, but you mentioned that her name is Freddie?
Yep. Spends most of her time outside. She built herself a little snow fort. Just sits out there waiting for somebody to go by so she can pick a snowball fight with them. I keep asking her how she manages to stay warm all day, but she won't tell me. Says she's got a secret weapon. Yeah, she's something.
How long have you worked for Chantal?
About 1.5 years. I was her first hire, best hire too. I could run this place single-handed if I had to, just like I'm doing now.
Have you ever been in the guest lodge business before?
I tried my hand at it once. Long story short, didn't work out. But I've learned a whole lot since then. I could make it work now. Just need to find the right property, get my hands on enough cash to make a down payment, that's all.
Can you tell me more about the accidents that have been happening around here?
Nope, sure can't.
You can't or you don't want to?
Chantal and those lawyers of hers said I couldn't talk about them. Supposed to direct all questions to her. Sorry.
Does your wife, Freddie's mom, does she live here too?
In the summer she does, but in the winter she goes south. See, she's got this nerve condition that makes her real sensitive to cold. Freddie'd like to go with her, but until Chantal stops putting off giving me that raise she promised me, sending Freddie south too is out of the question.
I'd better get back upstairs.
Good.
Oh, no.
Is something wrong?
You are what is wrong. Chantal said there would be no more guests to make noise at all hours and disturb my training. Yet what stands before me? A new guest.
No, I'm not a guest. I'm Nancy Drew, the new maid, and the new cook.
Forgive me. Allow me to start over. I am Yanni Vokstaya. I am here to train for the Eastern European Cross-Country Championship. I spend my days doing interval work, drills, and isometric exercises. I follow a strict program, one painstakingly designed by a team of the best coaches in Fredonia. In fact, under no circumstances are you to use your key to let anyone into my room. My competitors are constantly spying on me, trying to steal my techniques.
I understand.
No, what you must understand is this. If anything is missing or so much as out of place in my room, you can expect a visit from me, and it will not be a pleasant one.
I hear that a major cross-country skiing competition may be held in this area in a couple of years.
This is very true. It will rival the Olympics.
Could that be the real reason you came here to train?
As long as I have to train, why not train in the place where I must eventually put that training to use? As we say in Fredonia, I am simply milking 2 goats with 1 bucket. Besides, My competitors will stop at nothing to defeat me. I am forced to seek out and exploit every possible advantage open to me. I take no pride in some of the things I've done to bring victory to my country, but I have no choice.
Have you ever seen the wolf while you were out training?
No, for which I'm very grateful. In my country, in Fredonia, it is said that the gaze of the wolf will make you go blind.
You don't really believe that, do you?
They are creatures of infinite evil, and that is all I am going to say on the matter.
I've disturbed you long enough.
It has been a pleasure.
I should put on a coat before I go outside. I better not follow this trail until I know for sure where it goes. Guess I better get this pond shoveled off. That ought to do it. Wait a second. Those look like wolf tracks. Maybe I should find out where they go. That must be Trapper Dan's needle. What's this doing here? Strange, it's halfway in and halfway out. This thing must open up somehow. Sounded like an explosion. What's that noise? Oh no! I'm buried in snow. I've got to dig myself out before I run out of air. I'll never make it. I can barely breathe. Someone's up there. Help! I'm down here, right under you. Can you hear me? Help! I can't breathe. You heard me. Thank goodness. Easy. It's okay. I'm not real happy about the situation either. It's gone, but thanks to that hole it dug, I can breathe again. Now if I can just pull myself out. A fossil. Cool. Much better. I was really cold. Check. That's finished. Still need to do that. Oops, haven't done that. Check. That's finished. Check. Been there, done that. Still need to do that. Oops, haven't done that. That's finished. Check.
What's your location?
I'm calling from the Icicle Creek Lodge, but I wanted to report an avalanche at Chicken Ridge.
Anyone injured or trapped?
Not anymore.
We'll check it out. Thanks for the heads up. Hey, wait a minute. You know Ollie Randall?
The handyman here at the lodge?
He's also on the patrol. Do me a favor and tell him that the explosives training in Calgary has been postponed till next month.
Explosives training?
Sometimes the patrol has to use explosives to bring down unstable snow. Yearly training sessions are mandatory. Ollie'll know what I'm talking about.
I'll tell him.
Appreciate it.
One more thing. Have any of you guys been setting off explosives anywhere near the Icicle Creek Lodge recently?
Nope, sure haven't.
Well, thanks. Bye.
Hello?
Hi, Chantal. It's Nancy Drew.
You know who's behind the accidents?
Not quite yet.
Oh.
I'd like to know more about the accidents. I asked Ollie, but he said you said he wasn't allowed to talk about them.
I didn't mean he couldn't talk about them with you. Ugh. I'll give him a call. As for the accidents, the first thing that happened was the worst. The Faringdale family and Becky the cook all came down with food poisoning and had to be hospitalized. Somehow, the potato salad got contaminated, although Becky swears it wasn't because of anything she did. I cannot tell you how awful it was. All 5 people became violently ill at roughly the same time. But were they all in the same room? Of course not. They were spread out all over the lodge. Poor Elsa was cleaning for days. And the odor? Oh my gosh. Anyway, then Carl Jenkins slipped on the stairs outside and broke his leg. Then Lou Talbot's window was broken. Then Elsa the maid's tires were slashed. Then the phone wires were cut. And then... oh yeah, and then the Southwaites were almost overcome by fumes when gas started leaking into the sauna.
So, who's suing you?
No one yet. But my lawyers are afraid it's just a matter of time and are trying to figure out what preventative measures to take.
Did you know that some photos are missing from the display case in the lobby?
Really? Last I looked, they were all there. I think.
The caption for them says something like, "Young and old have stayed at Icicle Creek Lodge."
I can't remember what they were pictures of, and I sure don't know why they'd be missing.
That bone Trapper Dan found is missing from its case, too.
First the accidents, now someone's stealing from me? Nancy, you've got to find out what's going on there. If you don't, I'll never be able to convince my dad I'm not a loser. Ever.
How come the entries for last year were deleted from the guest register?
They've been deleted?
That's what the computer says. Contents deleted.
Well, I didn't delete them. Freddie.
Ollie's daughter? Has she done other things like that?
No, but you know how kids are these days. Always hacking into computers, programming them to spread viruses and steal passwords and blow up the world.
I think that's only in movies. Besides, pretty much all this person had to do was press the delete key.
I still say it was Freddie. Last week, I called that Snow Princess game she's always playing idiotic. I think it hurt her feelings. But she'd just gotten done plastering me with snowballs. What'd she expect me to say? That felt great. Do it again?
Is it true that you promised Ollie a raise, but you haven't given it to him yet?
He told you that? I can't believe it.
Meaning...
Okay, I mentioned to Ollie once that I thought he maybe deserved a raise, and now every time I turn around, he's all like, "Where's the raise you promised me? Where's the raise you promised me?" Doesn't he realize I have a few other things to think about right now? I swear, sometimes that crabby little whiner drives me nuts.
That's it for now.
Remember, I expect you to consult with Tino on this case. 2 heads are always better than one, and I find him to be very knowledgeable and kind of charming.
Do you know what he did when we were on that train trip Laurie Gerard arranged?
He didn't go into a lot of detail, but he did say that that's all water under the bridge. In fact, I insist that if and when you're stumped about something, you ask Tino to help you out. That's what I'm paying him for. Agreed?
Agreed.
Good. Keep me posted.
Well,
Well, who are you?
My name's Nancy Drew.
Perhaps what I should have asked, Nancy, is what are you? You're obviously much too young to be a paying guest.
I'm the new maid.
Oh, the new maid, thank goodness! I was wondering how much longer the owner expected us to endure these conditions and still pay full price.
I'm trying to learn everyone's name.
My name is Guadalupe Comillo. My friends call me Lupe. Be a doll and clean my room first. It'll hardly take you any time at all, especially compared to the other rooms. The other guests are all men. Single men.
Well, I'm happy to report that I've already cleaned your room.
Excellent.
I hate to sound nosy, but what are you doing?
Birds. I'm watching birds. That's what I am, you see, a bird watcher. Sometimes I go outside and watch, and sometimes I stay inside. It all depends on what the birds feel like doing and what I feel like doing.
So that's what brought you to Icicle Creek Lodge, the birding?
Absolutely. The place is a veritable birding paradise, even in winter. In fact, in the short time I've been here, I've seen hawks, eagles, orioles, cardinals, jays, nothing truly rare. But to a wildlife lover such as myself, seeing them in such a spectacular setting is thrilling nonetheless.
Good luck with your birding.
Toodaloo!
Order up. Order up. Order up. Order up. Order up. Been there, done that. Oops, haven't done that. Check.
Halt! Who goes there?
Nancy Drew?
Nancy Drew shall not pass unless and until she proves herself worthy.
And how does she do that?
By hitting the Snow Princess 10 times. Snowballs only, no ice balls.
What are ice balls?
Snowballs made of ice. If you get hit with one, it can knock you out. So don't throw any or I'll tell my dad.
You must be Ollie's daughter, Freddie.
I am the Snow Princess. Prepare to defend yourself. You have defeated the Snow Princess. You may pass.
The face from a clock, it's all melted. Part of the timing device that was used to trigger the bomb that blew up the bunkhouse, maybe? A nice fishing shack. A nice warm one at that. I better not follow this trail until I know for sure where it goes. I feel warmer already. Check. That's finished. Been there, done that.
Oh, before I forget, Chantal called. Told me I can answer any questions you might have about those accidents after all. Guess she changed her mind.
How do you explain what happened to Carl Jenkins, the former guest who slipped on the stairs and broke his leg?
Can't explain it. One minute those stairs were clear and dry, next minute they're slick with ice and he's lying at the bottom of them.
Could a broken pipe or something have been to blame?
This place hasn't had so much as a leaky faucet since I came aboard. I keep everything screwed down tight and running right. You ask me, somebody iced those stairs down on purpose. 'Cause it wasn't nothing I did, no sir. No sir.
The Avalanche Patrol asked me to tell you that the explosives training session in Calgary has been postponed till next month.
Well, hallelujah. I didn't really want to go anywhere until I finished off that wolf. Now I won't have to.
So, you're on the Avalanche Patrol, huh?
Yep, dang, I just remembered. Patrol wants me to keep an eye on Skookum Ridge for the next couple of weeks. Here, there's the key to the snowmobile. Take it out to Skookum Ridge and see if there's been an avalanche.
You want me to check it out?
Seat it so you don't have to worry about the cold. Make sure you call the patrol and give them a report when you're done. You can handle that, can't you?
But I've never driven a snowmobile before.
It ain't rocket science. 2 more things. That Bill Kessler guy's getting bored being the only one around here doing any ice fishing. He wants competition. So if he says anything to you, just remember that Chantal wants you to keep the guests we got happy. Other thing is, a cold snap's on its way. You think it's cold now? Just wait. Gotta be real careful anytime you're outside. So, we done here?
Have you ever seen Trapper Dan's Needle?
Course.
Do you know if there's a way to get into it?
Don't know, don't really care. Maybe something in that display up in the lobby will tell you what you want to know.
I'll get out of your hair now.
Keep me posted.
Nancy, I am glad to see you.
I'm not disturbing your routine?
You must listen. I was outside skiing very fast, as usual, and suddenly, boom! Snow, dirt, rocks, everything went flying into the air right in front of me. There is a mad bomber on the loose.
Did you see anyone?
I saw no one, not before, not after. My competitors bombed the bunkhouse thinking I would be so frightened that I would abandon my training and leave. Only I wasn't frightened, so now they are trying to bomb me.
We're in the middle of nowhere. Just where do you think these people are hanging out?
They can operate anywhere in the world, under all conditions. It would not surprise me if someone right here in the lodge is right now under their employ. But to them, I say, "Pah! They do not scare me. I am the best cross-country skier in the world. I will neutralize their petty threats with my excellent strength, skill, and speed." I am sorry. Enough about my problems. Did you want something?
You're busy, so I'll let you go.
We'll talk again, I'm sure.
Office, this is Mohican.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew at the Icicle Creek Lodge. We met the other night when you were investigating the bunkhouse explosion.
Oh, yeah, that bright kid from the States. What do you need?
Well, I found a melted clock face close to where the bunkhouse used to be, and I wondered if it could have been what triggered the explosion. You know, the timer.
I found that clock face, too. Left it there because any fingerprints on it would have melted away along with everything else. And besides, Ollie Randall said all the room clocks at the lodge looked like that. Could have been one that was in the bunkhouse to begin with.
Oh, right.
You shouldn't go poking around on your own like that. There could still be explosives lying around. Although, I hear it takes a pretty big bang to set off C4.
C4?
A plastic explosive? That's what blew up the bunkhouse. Lab result came in less than an hour ago.
Did the lab results show anything else?
Nope. Unfortunately, that bunkhouse wasn't particularly well made, so when it exploded, pretty much everything got melted into a blob or blown to smithereens or burned to a crisp.
That C4 plastic explosive stuff, I'm assuming it's not something you can just buy at your basic hardware store?
No, but it's not that difficult to get. Not if you're in the military or do any kind of demolition. In Eastern Europe, it's called Semtex. It's not that hard to handle either. For somebody who's had training in explosives, it's a piece of cake.
One of the guests at the hotel, Yanni Volkstaya, he says someone threw a bomb at him while he was out skiing.
Well, did he see who it was?
He didn't see anything except the explosion, which apparently went off right next to him.
Was he hurt?
No.
Why are you telling me this instead of him?
Because he's a cross-country skiing champion and he's convinced it was one of his competitors. Apparently the governments of the people he's beaten are as ruthless as they are sore losers.
So what do you want me to do?
I just thought you should know that his life may be in danger.
Well, if this Yanni guy wasn't concerned enough to call us, I don't see what good we can do. Life's too short, we're too understaffed, and it's just too darn cold to go traipsing around out there for nothing.
Do you need some kind of permit to hunt wolves around here?
No, ma'am.
You mean Ollie Randall can go after that white wolf that's been hanging around outside the lodge and just shoot it?
Yes, ma'am. It's always open season on wolves out here. You can kill as many of them as you want.
Somehow that doesn't seem right.
Well, the animals wolves go after don't have a problem with it, I can guarantee you that.
I'll let you get back to work.
Have a good day.
And pick me up a double-double while you're at it, okay? Yo, what's up?
Is this Elsa Sybilhoff?
Used to be. Now it's just Sybil.
Sybil?
Sybil. That's what I'm going to call myself when I audition for Canadian Idol.
You're a singer?
Rockstar. At least I'm about to be. Who's this?
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm calling from the Icicle Creek Lodge. I hear you had some tire problems while you were here?
Oh, yeah, right. It was that wolf. I heard it howling one night, and the next morning I went outside, and it just ripped my tires apart, every single one of them. That place is jinxed. I had to quit. Working there was just plain dangerous. So, if you're trying to deny my unemployment claim, forget it. I had every right to leave that job.
No, I'm just trying to get additional information, that's all.
Oh, well, bad stuff was happening all over the place up there. One guy fell down the stairs and broke his leg, this whole family got food poisoning, and now I hear they got bombs going off up there. It's just a bad place to work, you know? My unemployment claim is totally legit.
Your tires getting all torn up like that didn't have something to do with L, did it?
L?
L, as in I'm going to sell your collection of troll dolls on eBay?
You found his stupid letters. Okay, so it was Larry. My insanely jealous ex-boyfriend. He got all crazed when I couldn't take time off to visit him and slashed my tires, the psycho. I blamed it on the wolf so I'd have a legitimate reason to quit and get on the pokey for a while. I just needed some time off and some cash, just enough to jumpstart my career, you know? Because I got talent, I really do. Well, you're right, I shouldn't have lied like that. Look, I'll contact the unemployment office and tell them the truth, okay?
Good idea. What happened to Larry?
All I know is he's finally out of my life. Take it from me. Do not ever, ever, ever think for 1 second that having a jealous boyfriend is in any way, shape, or form a good thing. Because it's not. It's the worst. Got that, Nanook?
Nancy.
In fact, I'm writing a song about it. It's called Slash Your Jealousy, Spare My Tires. Get it? Spare My Tires. I'll probably sing it on Canadian Idol. Hey, you want to hear it?
No. In fact, I'd better get going. Good luck on the show, though, and thanks for the advice.
Anytime. Hello?
Hi, is this Mr. Jenkins?
Yeah, this is Carl. Nuts. Missed you.
Well, my name is Nancy Drew. I heard that you had an accident at Icicle Creek Lodge and wondered if you could tell me a little more about it.
Not much to tell. Ha! Take that, Captain Keene! I went there to do a little ice fishing, and I slipped going down some stairs and fractured my tibia in 2 places. Can't work, can't go out. All I can do is sit around and play this stupid video game. Oh, no, you don't!
I understand the stairs were a little icy.
They were covered with ice. I was lucky I didn't fracture my skull. Yes, yes! Hey, look, I'm about 4 laser strikes away from ruling the Gargoulian Galaxy, so I gotta go, okay? You got any more questions? Check with the people at the lodge. Gotcha! Hello?
Hi, are you Mrs. Farringdale?
Put your socks on in the car, okay? We're late. This better not be a sales call because I really don't have time.
No, my name is Nancy Drew, and I'm calling from the Icicle Creek Lodge. You know, in Canada.
After what happened to me and my family, I have no intention of going back there ever, no matter how many freebies you throw in. I thought I made that clear. Put that cookie down and get in the car.
I'm not really with the lodge. I just wondered if you could tell me what happened.
The 3 of us had meatloaf, potato salad, and green beans for dinner one night. And by 4 the next morning, we were all sick as dogs and had to be taken to the hospital. We recovered quickly, thank goodness. But the minute we got out, we went straight to the airport. I will never set foot in that lodge again. The worst of it is, I made poor little Susie eat all of her potato salad that night. Eat it, I said. It's cold out. You need the carbs. Now she refuses to eat any kind of potatoes, even French fries. All our friends think she's a freak, and all our friends' mothers think I'm a freak for going to Canada for winter break instead of Disney World like everyone else. Turn that TV off. I have to go. Susie's got a soccer game, and I'm snack mom. Only I haven't been to the store yet. Maybe I can sneak out during halftime.
Sure, just pull out the orange slices and no one will notice.
Oh my gosh, the orange slices. Susie, get in the car! We have to go right now! Hello?
Hello?
I've got it, sweetheart.
Hi, is this Brenda and Derek Southwaite?
Yes, it is.
Is this a solicitation?
Honey, you're so suspicious.
Only because you can be way too nice for your own good, darling.
I'm not selling anything. I just want to ask you about your recent stay at Icicle Creek Lodge.
You mean Gasicle Leak Lodge?
Oh, very clever, sweetie. Gas was leaking from so many places while we were there, it's a wonder the place didn't blow sky high.
I heard something about your almost being overcome by fumes in the sauna.
Well, we had just gone ice skating, so we decided to warm up in the sauna. So we were sitting in there, and everything was fine until both of us started feeling a little woozy.
We started feeling a lot woozy.
And the next thing we knew, that Russian skier came in.
Actually, I think he was Slovakian.
The point is, he told us he smelled gas and thought we should get out, so we did.
Barely. By that point, the fumes were making us both ill, if you know what I mean.
That poor skier. By the time he helped us get out of there, he was almost as green as we were.
Awful experience.
Horrible. And it was our honeymoon.
At least the owner had the decency to give us a full refund.
Oops, the shuttle's here, sweetheart. We're off to Aspen. Kind of a second first honeymoon.
Long story short, if you're thinking about going to Icicle Creek Lodge, don't.
Well, I appreciate the advice. Have fun.
Oh, we will. Bye.
Bye.
Check. That's finished. Check. The sign's not buried, so I guess there hasn't been an avalanche. Ah, warm again.
You check out Skookum Ridge.
Yep, no avalanche. There's your snowmobile key.
You make a report to the Avalanche Patrol.
Oops, I forgot.
That's okay. I'll call them. What else do you want?
That's all the questions I had.
See you later.
Hello?
Hi, Ned. It's Nancy.
Hey, Nance. I couldn't tell it was you because you're not calling from your cell phone.
No coverage out here. I'm in the middle of the Canadian Rockies, remember?
Oh, I haven't forgotten. Everything okay?
A lone wolf has been seen and heard hanging out around the lodge lately.
A wolf? That's kind of cool.
No, what's cool is that it dug me out of an avalanche and saved my life.
You're kidding me. Why would a wolf do that?
I don't know. Yet.
So, you've got a wolf hanging around that acts like Lassie. What else?
Practically the first thing that happened when I got to the lodge is the bunkhouse blew up.
Yikes. So there was another act of sabotage?
Looks that way. The sheriff found traces of a plastic explosive called C4 on some of the debris.
So if whoever blew up the bunkhouse is the same person who's been causing the accidents, you're looking for someone who knows something about explosives.
Looks that way, yeah.
Well, that's a pretty good lead. What else have you got?
Bad news. Chantal is insisting that if I need help, I get it from this police consultant she hired, a guy named Tino Balducci.
Tino Balducci? Not that cop who-
That's the one.
How does Chantal know him?
All I know is she thinks he's charming, and for this case I have to get all my hints from him.
Well, I'm sure he'll be very helpful. Not as helpful as, say, I would have been, of course, but very helpful.
Ollie's on the Avalanche Patrol, which means he knows how to handle explosives.
Could he be the mad bomber?
He's got the temperament for it, I can guarantee you that. What I'm not sure about is why he'd be the mad bomber. Although he did mention that he wanted to get back into ranching for himself.
What's stopping him?
No property and no cash. Which reminds me, Chantal hasn't gotten around to giving him the raise she promised him. He seemed a tad bitter about that.
Maybe he figures if he wreaks enough havoc around there, Chantal will shut down the lodge and sell it to him for next to nothing. Not only will he get property, he'll get revenge.
You really think she'd sell the lodge to Ollie?
Of course not, but if Ollie thinks that, he could easily be your guy.
That's all I have to report.
Call again soon, okay?
I will. Bye.
Hey, excellent job on the snow shoveling, eh? We had ourselves one fine time out there because of you, especially Lou here.
I beat him 5 times.
By the slimmest of margins. Which is why now he's too chicken to go mano a mano with me out there in the ice fishing shack.
Snowshoeing's my thing, dude. Besides, it's animal cruelty.
Give me a break. You ever been ice fishing?
As a matter of fact, I have.
Excellent. Here's the deal. I need some competition, so I want you to go out there and try to catch a bigger fish than I caught yesterday, which means you gotta catch a 2-foot northern pike. Now, it's a bit of a hike out to the lake, but the shack is solar heated, so it's nice and warm inside. So what do you say, kiddo? You game?
Anything to make you guests happy.
Atta girl.
Are you by any chance related to Rolf Kessler, the guy who used to build carousels around the turn of the last century?
No idea.
Well, I better get back to work.
See you later.
What's up?
What do you think about all the weird things that have been happening around here?
I think they're kind of cool. Accidents make life colorful, you know?
You wouldn't be saying that if you were the one who'd slipped on those ice-covered stairs or eaten that bad potato salad or had those 4 flat tires.
Hey, I had that broken window.
Broken window?
I went snowshoeing on like the 3rd day I was here, and when I got back, the window in my room was broken. Glass was all over the place.
Was anything missing from your room?
Nah, it wasn't a burglary. It was like the window just decided to break. I mean, there was no rock on the floor, no bullet, no nothing.
It was the wolf. Tried to jump up into your room, but didn't quite make it.
That's bogus, dude. My room's on the 2nd floor, and besides, wolves don't do stuff like that.
Hey, that wolf does a lot of stuff wolves aren't supposed to do. That's why it needs to be hunted down.
It's just doing its thing, man. Get off its case. Anyway, my window broke and nobody knows why. Pretty awesome, huh?
So you go to school in California?
Yep. University of California at Brea.
What kind of degree are you working on?
Master of Fine Arts.
What are you going to do with a Master of Fine Arts degree?
What is this, like the Spanish Inquisition?
Hey, give her a break. She's just trying to make pleasant conversation.
Oh, right. What am I gonna do with an MFA degree? I don't know. See, I create works of art by manipulating naturally occurring geophysical substances like dirt. Sometimes I just use my hands, but most of the time heavy machinery is involved.
Oh, brother.
Nobody understands my art. But that's cool. To be great is to be misunderstood. FYI, Ralph Waldo Emerson said that.
Is this your first time at the lodge?
Yep. My car broke down on my way to Lake Louise last summer. Pulled in here to wait for the tow truck and figured it'd be a cool place to visit during the winter, so here I am.
So, you like to snowshoe?
I like doing stuff outside. Snowshoeing's about all I can afford.
Is it a hard sport to learn?
You don't learn how to snowshoe. If you need to get through snow that's too deep to walk through, you slap on some snowshoes and you just do it.
Do you ever see anyone else when you're out there snowshoeing?
I see that Yanni guy sometimes. I'll be plodding along and he'll go zooming by. Those skis of his are like rockets, man. He's all like zippy zoom.
Do you ever hear explosions?
Yeah, and they freak me out. It doesn't take a very big sound to trigger an avalanche. And when you're out there by yourself, nothing will ruin your day faster than a couple of tons of snow roaring your way at 100 miles an hour.
Tell me about it. Nice talking to you.
Ditto, dude.
Order up. Order up. Order up. Order up. Order up. Check. Check. Can't check that off yet.
I'm glad for the chance to talk once again. There is something I must explain.
There is?
What I said before about wolves. It is because my grandmother was killed by wolves. Killed and devoured.
Are you serious?
Years ago, when my mother was a little girl, her mother, my grandmother, was on her way back from the village on her motor scooter, which was and still is the only means of transportation most Fredonians can afford. It was January, and the sun had just set, and it was dark, very cold. There were thousands of wolves in the countryside that winter. At night they would roam in huge, hungry packs. My grandmother was halfway home when she came upon a young man waving from the side of the road for her to stop. He too had been on a scooter, but his had broken down, and wolves were gathering all around him, preparing to attack. My grandmother, of course, stopped, and he leapt on behind her, and they took off down the road with the wolves, dozens of them, chasing after them. But with two people riding it, her scooter was slow, much too slow, and the wolves soon caught up with them. And when one of the wolves seized my grandmother's boot in its teeth and started to pull, instead of helping her, the man pushed her off the bike. It instantly gained speed and he got away. My grandmother, set upon by the wolves, did not.
If she died, how do you know that's what happened?
Tormented by guilt, the young man eventually confessed. He went to prison for several years, and the wolves were hunted year-round until the countryside was rid of them. But the damage was done. And so, I'm happy to talk to you about any subject except wolves. About them, I have nothing to say.
Ever see Lou Talbot when you're out there training?
The college student? Just yesterday I had to slow down to avoid colliding with him. It ruined my whole session.
That's all for now.
We'll talk again, I'm sure.
What you need?
I'll let you get back to work.
Good.
Really, very good. Not time for kitchen duty yet.
What's up?
I'll catch you later.
Been real.
Hey, Little Miss Fisherman. What can I do for you?
Well, I'll let you get back to beating Lou.
Glad you dropped by.